Wanted to do things a little bit differently this time around for the anticipated albums list, which I usually do every year. I watch some of them back sometimes and I kind of go, not really that interesting. I don't know if they're interesting for you guys to watch, but I do think they're a bit boring, just kind of listing off albums that are scheduled to be released. So I thought this time around I'll mention a few that I know are coming, but then talk more about albums that I'm actually more hopeful for than anything else. Albums that I want to see happen, that might not necessarily happen, but I think that might make for a bit more of a fun, kind of speculative, a wishful kind of video, you know what I mean? Albums that I definitely want to see in 2021, but they may not even happen at all. So I think that might just make for a little bit more of an exciting video. Can talk about some of the artists that I've loved over the past few years and hopefully see what they're going to deliver in 2021. So happy new year, of course, and as always, let me know in the comments what some of your anticipated albums are. You can talk about albums that are actually going to come up if you want, whatever you want, or you can talk about albums that you want to see happen that may not happen, but it's up to you. But albums that are going to be coming that aren't necessarily scheduled for release at the moment, I do want to mention a few of them because there's definitely quite a few, particularly Darkside, Nicholas Jar, another side project of that man who has about 5 different side projects. It's crazy, honestly. He's a busy man. I mean, it's not literally 5 different projects, but honestly, it probably could be if he really put his mind to it, because he is just all over the place putting out music. He put out loads of albums last year, and oh wow, last year, that's a weird thing to say, but it is last year now. Wow. But it has technically been quite a while since we got a Darkside release, so definitely interested to see what we get from Darkside. Sweet Trip, been a long time since the Sweet Trip album came out. I think their 2009 album is absolutely fantastic, by the way, even better than the Velocity, Design and Comfort album, which everyone loves, but I think their 09 one was even better, so I'm interested to see what Sweet Trip do. I think we're getting XXXX from Danny Brown because he is now turned 40, which is crazy, or he's going to turn 40. Insane, really. He really joined the rap game damn late for your average rapper, really. I mean, that dude is older than some rappers that have been on the scene for years, by the way. I think he's older than Lil Wayne, which is crazy. That is insane. But yeah, we're getting a Danny Brown album, I think, at some point. Bruno Pernadas is an artist who dropped that Crocodile album. You'll know it if you see the title. It's a great frigging album, by the way. Such a cool, weird little pop release that deserved way more attention than it got. But definitely want to see what that artist brings us, because I think we are getting an album this year. And finally, for the actual albums that are going to come, we have Natalia Lafocardi, obviously one of my most anticipated. If you watch my albums of the year list for 2020, you'll know why that one is pretty damn highly anticipated for me. Now I just want to talk about artists that haven't dropped anything for a while or have been dropping consistently, and I just want to see them drop more music in 2021. It's been quite a few years since Regina Spektor gave us some music, so of course, me being the huge fan I am, definitely wants to see something in 2021. I mean, 2016 was Remember Us to Life, so surely we're going to get something this year. That's been 5 years. I think we could get something from Regina, so hopefully we get something from her, and it'd be interesting to see where she takes her sound to. I mean, she's always put out fantastic music, even if she hasn't strayed away from her core style that much. But she's such a strong writer that usually she can get away with that by writing great music, really interesting songs, and just being a fantastic singer and giving us amazing instrumentals. So, you know, if she gives us more of the same and it's great, I'm fine with that. But I'd be interested to see if she gave us something slightly different this time around. George Clanton gave us a fantastic album in 2018, and I definitely want to see more from him this year. More of his solo stuff, none of that collaboration stuff with that Nick Hexum guy. We need to ditch that. That was not good. But hopefully we get more of his solo stuff this year, because I do think Slide is a special album. Like, it's one of those albums that doesn't do anything we haven't heard before, but there was just something about George in the way he took that approach and gave us such a really weird kind of like vaporwavy, chill wave, psychedelic almost album that just has such a huge amount of passion going into it. Like, some of the lyrics aren't the most original you've ever heard, but the way he sells it with his voice was absolutely stellar, and I just want to hear more of that atmospheric type stuff from George, please, this year. Shinokiro Yokota provided my album of the year for 2019, and as fantastic as it was, I kind of want to see what would be the next step for an artist like Shinichiro, because, you know, he's not one to drop albums that frequently, so I do kind of wonder if we'd even get anything this year from him, but I'd love to see it, or even anyone from the record label that he is a big part of, like Soichi Terada. Would we get any more music this year from that guy? I don't know, but it'd be great to see, because obviously I think this style that he goes for is amazing, and I just love that kind of house music, and I think he's a pretty unique guy in the world of house too. So any more music that can make him more famous, or, you know, a bigger name than he actually is, I think is worthwhile. So it'd be great to see. Mid-Air Thief, really one of the biggest breakout acts of 2018. Like, that album really became such a cult classic within a short period of time. It instantaneously just grabbed people, and just by spreading it, you know, just by spreading music that's really unique and interesting, really gave it such a huge audience. And I don't know if we'd get more music anytime soon, but I'd love to see it. Really would love to see more Mid-Air Thief. We got an album from Francis last year of Hop Along, but I do wonder if we'd get something this year from the actual band Hop Along, because as solid as Francis's album was, it definitely had that raw energy missing that you usually get in the Hop Along's instrumentals. Like, How Simple just kind of sounds like lo-fi in a really odd way, but it also is incredibly catchy and you know, life affirming as well. So I just feel like what they do together as a band is so great that I just want to see more music from Hop Along, really. I definitely am anticipating more music from Comanavago. I definitely feel like we're going to see some really interesting stuff from them this year. Having spoken to them in the interview and stuff, they are really busy putting music together. They are taking advantage of, you know, the situation we're in, where we're kind of stuck at home, not really doing as much. We can't go out and see friends as much as we usually used to be able to do, which is a weird situation to be put in. But I like it when people just, you know, use what they've got in front of them and turn it into something great by making music. And that's, by the sounds of it, what they've been doing this whole time. So yeah, I mean, they dropped my second favorite album of 2020, so obviously any more music from them anytime soon would be fantastic. Of course, can't not mention Kendrick Lamar. I think his next album is going to be absolutely massive, just by the fact that anything he puts out these days is highly anticipated by such a huge, vast variety of people. His music really does just transcend you know, usual expectations for hip-hop. I know so many people that don't really listen to that much hip-hop, but Kendrick Lamar is someone that they adore, because he just has something in his style and in his music and in his lyrics that's so unique and special that I think so many people just listen to it and think this is a one-of-a-kind artist. And it's great to see that he is as famous as he is as well, because sometimes artists like this never really break out of that. You know, they stay underground for years, particularly in hip-hop music, actually. So yeah, I think anything he drops next, even though I'm not really a fan of Damn at all, I still don't like that album really much, to be honest. Only a few tracks from it, but I'm always anticipating what he's going to do next. Jamie XX keeps teasing us with singles and random one-off little things here and there, but man, we need an album. We need an album. In Colour was so good, and I just want to hear more from this guy. Like, I don't know what he's doing, if he's even going to put out an album this year or whatever, or ever again. Maybe he's just focusing more on the XX and just that was a one-off thing, I don't know. But yeah, we need more Jamie XX. Suzanne Sundfor is one of my favourite singer-songwriters at the moment. Dropped a really nice EP from 2020, had a fantastic song on it called When the Lord, which is beautiful, by the way. And she is just beautiful in general in terms of her music. She can also craft a bloody great pop song too. A lot of talent in Susanne Sundfor, and another artist that really needs to be talked about way more than she actually is. But I just want to see again where she's going to go next. Is she going to go for more stripped back type stuff with, you know, beautiful arrangements and lush organic instrumentation, or is she going to go back to 10 love songs where she just throws out some big bops like Fade Away? I don't know. Whichever direction is fine with me, but I'd love to see something this year. It's been a little while since the Hotelier dropped an album. You know what, did they break up actually? Now I've just mentioned that out loud, because I wrote it down as an album that I'm anticipating to see, but now I'm starting to wonder if they're actually even still going. Are they still going? Can someone in the comments tell me that? I could Google it myself as well, but if they're still going actually, then yes, I would love to see an album. They're definitely one of the best like emo indie rock bands at the moment. Like sometimes people label them as just like, you know, oh, they're just ripping off all the bands from the 90s, you know, oh, it's just American football all over again. But it's not. Like the Hotelier are way better than that. Like that's such an insult to what they do. Like tracks like Sun and tracks like an introduction to the album from their 2014 release, like, nah man, not many bands have that good of a song. Like even some of the acclaimed 90s emo greats don't have songs as good as those. So yeah, the Hotelier are friggin' good. Clarence Clarity did offer us some production on the Rina Sawayama album, which was huge last year, by the way. She really gained a massive audience from that album. Well deserved as well. She really deserves it. She is such a fantastic pop artist. But Clarence gave us an amazing 2018 release. So are we gonna get more music on his solo stuff anytime soon? I'd love to see it, because he is such a one-of-a-kind artist, I think. We got Frank Ocean dropping random singles here and there. Surely we're going to get something this year from him, even if it's just more singles. I don't really know. I'm not the biggest fan of those singles he keeps dropping. There was a couple of good ones that I do like, but don't know if I'm the biggest fan of what he's doing at the minute, but I'm always anticipating anything from him, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes. That fantastic band Crying that gave us a really good little power pop release in 2016 have like disappeared. I don't know what they're doing. Again, are they like the Hotelier? Have they actually broken up and I've just missed some kind of announcement or something? But it'd be a shame, because the album is so good, so bloody good, and I want to see where they go next. It's been 5 years coming up now, so surely something soon. I did mention Kirara in my, you know, best discoveries video that I did for 2020. I did 10 albums that I had discovered in 2020 that weren't from 2020, but this Kirara release is from 2018. So surely we'd get something this year from Kirara maybe, but again, not that caught up on, you know, who they are as an artist. I think they're pretty low key. We don't really know a huge amount about them generally on the internet, so it's hard to tell whether an artist like this would even drop anything, and even if they did, would I completely miss it, because again, they're not really that vocal online. So would love to see it, and definitely check out Kirara, by the way, such a great artist. A couple more to mention now. I want to mention First Aid Kit. I think their harmonies are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And again, they're not the most original act in the world. They're doing pretty standard Americana, pop country type stuff, but they do it at such a good level that it's hard to say no to. I think they're a really good band. And again, the harmonies are what sell their music. So I'd love to see more of that this year. And finally, the last one is a big one, because she is an all-time great in my opinion, and many other people would agree too, but Joanna Newsom. Joanna Newsom, man, is she going to give us something in 2021? Because that would be amazing. Again, she's the type of artist that doesn't release that regularly. I mean, the last one was 2015, so the chances of one coming out this year are kind of like shaky. Don't know if it's going to happen, but would love to see it. Like, Jesus Christ, more Joanna Newsom music would be amazing. So yeah, hopefully all of the ones I've mentioned in this video do surface in 2021. There's loads of others too, but I just kind of wanted to highlight ones that I really am thinking about and anticipating and hoping for in 2021. So yeah, a different kind of video to what I would usually do for this. I thought it'd be a bit better just to kind of speculate and hope for artists that are going to drop this year. Maybe I'll mention some names actually that you've never heard of. So that would be pretty cool if you heard them here, then went, oh, I've never heard of that artist, going to check them out, listen to them, and then you love them. that's what I want to do. So hopefully you get something out of this video. Tell me some of your hopeful albums this year, the ones you're anticipating too. There aren't that many coming up in the next couple of months that I'm actually really excited for, so it just made sense to focus more on albums that I just want to see happen, and hope that me saying them conjures it up and turns it into reality, because that is what I want to see. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you subscribe after what you have seen. Watch all my year-end lists that I've dropped recently. They were pretty fun to do, and hopefully you get some recommendations out of those too. If you haven't already seen them or heard of any of the albums I mentioned, that would be great. Thank you for watching. Tell me in the comments what you're anticipating for 2021. Do have a good day. Subscribe if you haven't already, and goodbye.